Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I want to bring you one of my favorite chart indicators that I've come across. I'm always looking for new indicators, new charts to provide added value for myself and for people who watch my videos and follow me on Twitter, to do the work for you so that way you don't have to. And I am dedicated to giving you the best charts and information that you can find. And one of the best ones that I've found so far is this net unrealized profit or loss, also known as the NUPL. So you take the market cap and you subtract the realized cap, and then you divide it by the market cap again, and you get this net unrealized profit loss number, okay? And so this number is supposed to show you, of the total market, how much in profit or how much in loss is the total market, okay? So this is actually really important to know, because if the total market is in, let's say, 50% profit, then many hodlers could be looking to get out or to sell. If they're at 60% profit, they could be looking at get out, sell. And again, this is unrealized, so there hasn't been any sort of profit gain or any sort of profit loss. And similarly, if you hit the zero mark here, which is basically like your break even, you could be seeing a major capitulation event where users or investors are deciding that they're going to cut their losses, and instead of holding through a loss, they could wind up capitulating and they could drive the price down further. So if you take a look at these bear markets, let's say you have a number that's like minus 56%. So what that means is, of the total Bitcoin market, the net loss is 56%. Okay? So that's taking all the Bitcoin together and saying, all right, well, of the total market, there is a 56% loss. Now, if you look at the other way and you say, well, 74%, then you're saying that there is an unrealized gain of 74% currently in the total Bitcoin market. Okay, so knowing what number this is can give you an idea of where the market is heading. Because if you get up north of like 60% or so, you know there's going to be some major selling going on. If you get down below the 0% or the break-even line, you know that there's probably going to be a major capitulation event coming. That's why it's useful to know what the net unrealized profit loss is. Okay, so how I would use this net unrealized profit loss chart is, I would first be interested in accumulating below 0%. And again, that's when the total market is in loss. All right. And then I'd be interested in starting a DCA plan out, or a dollar cost average plan out, above 60%. So if we actually try to backtest this strategy, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so that way you guys can see. But if you take a look at the last bull market and we look at the NUPL score at about here, in this case, it's 73%. You have the price at about $51,000, which is somewhat close to the highs here. If you look at the November time frame, then you can see that about 64% gets you at about $67,000, and that basically was the high for the current bull market cycle. So what you're looking at here is potentially starting at about 60 to 70%, somewhere in that region, and DCAing out within 60 to 70% once you hit this band here, this what they call the hope and fear band. And it's not gonna be perfect. No chart indicator is ever perfect, but this one is one that I really like, because the way things are set out, it's easy to understand. You come in here, you realize that, okay, well, you have 60% of people or 70% of people of hodlers that have a Bitcoin in profit. They're obviously going to wind up selling at some point, most likely in that region of 60% to 70%, somewhere in there, maybe even as high as 75%. So that would be an ideal point to start your DCA out. A lot of the time, we only talk about when good time to buy. You should also be looking at when the good time to sell would be as well. Okay, so that really helps me determine when a good time to sell would be. So if we actually zoom into our current situation right now, we can take a look at this and we can realize that just because of the recent spike that Bitcoin had in price, it's kind of pushed it out of the capitulation zone. It's very close right now to break even at this point. But before that, it was down as low as negative 14%. All right, and then below that, in the June lows, negative 19%. Okay, so that's how I plan on using this chart indicator. This is one of the best chart indicators that I've come across so far, and I will be referencing it in the future as much as I can to influence my decisions on both when to buy and when to sell. Now, something like this is only really useful for a long-term investor, somebody who's interested in holding Bitcoin for a couple of years at least, and is willing to let the cycle play out fully. Because if you're buying here at 2018, you're not going to get to the top, the next bull market top, until several years later. Okay, so that's something that I want to make sure that's clear, that this is a long-term chart and not a short-term trading type of indicator. All right, so if you guys like this content, please let me know. Please like and subscribe, and also follow me on Twitter. I greatly appreciate that. If you want to see more indicator videos, I would love to do more indicator videos of some of the indicators I'm paying attention to for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency as well. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.